Hello out there, I'm the oldest nerd. Today we're talking about Lucky Day. This episode of Doctor Who has kind of two stories that are intertwining with each other. One is of the unscrupulous use of social media. Our character Conrad is someone who has interviewed Ruby Sunday under false pretenses. In fact, even dated her under false pretenses, in order to be able to frame her into pretending that aliens don't exist, that UNIT is just a cover to spend up the government's money, that there's no doctor, and so on. And up to the point of even infiltrating UNIT itself and live streaming all along, so more difficult to arrest them. However, the secondary story in this, which may be more interesting, is what happens to companions once they no longer travel with the Doctor. Now, we know that there were some that might not have gone in the way they would choose. Rose Tyler was sent off into a different dimension. Martha became a mercenary. We have, of course, Amy Pond, and was affected by the Weeping Angels and sent way back in time where they died of old age, but before the Doctor's time. We had Bill, who was turned into a Cyberman and then was able to be rescued by an old friend of hers that goes into a liquid dimension. And, of course, Clara, who died but was held alive in the last second of her life, and she's supposed to go back to Gallifrey to finish herself off, but despite the fact that she's taken the long way around, Gallifrey is gone now, so it probably wouldn't make any difference. And those are the people that kind of got off good. What happened to Ruby and what happened to people like Sarah Jane and what happened to people otherwise have been just kind of left along the side of the road, all the way back to Susan Foreman, the original companion with the first Doctor, is his granddaughter, just left her outside saying, "Oh, you're better off without me and have a good life." And in those cases, they'd had to make a life for themselves. And while there was a support group mentioned in the last of the 13th Doctor's run, obviously the support group was necessary. What happens when you live such a life of adventure and that you're sent back, and what do you do with that? What do you do with the knowledge that you have, the fact that just about everybody else kind of ignores the fact that, aliens landed a flying saucer in the Thames, and then the next day people don't seem to pay much attention to it. So that's the situation that we have with Ruby. She's left the Doctor, and now she's trying to put her life back together, and her hopes are smashed by this unscrupulous podcaster who wants to make a fool of her on a live stream and of UNIT at the same time. And so we go back to UNIT, where we see all of our friends over there, and some pretty unscrupulous things being done, honestly, by Kate Lethbridge Stewart. When she's provoked, don't provoke her. To the point to where she was willing to let a monster loose and let it kill the guy, or at least get real close to it. And perhaps it would have been better off, because at the end of the episode, we have Mrs. Flood apparently springing this guy and letting him do whatever it is that causes the Earth to be blown up, we think. Now, we don't know if it is Conrad who blows up the Earth, if it's Mrs. Flood, if it is the Doctor himself by acts that he has done that have caused this to happen. We don't know at this point. But it's all kind of up in the air right now, and hopefully in the next couple of episodes we'll have this settled. Meantime, the moral of the story, if you call it that, is to try to be a good person. That's something that the Doctor has always tried to be, and tried to influence his companions to be the same, which most of the time they have, considering what they ended up doing, those that were able to still do it, with the number that have joined UNIT, the number who have gone out and been freedom fighters for themselves. So Rose Tyler's boyfriend, I forget his name, went in another dimension to help fight for freedom there. So the doctor has been a good influence on a lot of people, but sometimes there's just some that he can't influence, and this was one of them. Mystery still on Mrs. Flood. She shows herself again. This time she says she's the governor. I think that was a joke, but she was able to let our protagonist out, and that makes a kind of interesting twist on what's going to have to happen between now and the end of the season. Now, the doctor, of course, only appears right at the end and right at the beginning, and the rest of this is a very much earthbound story of Ruby and how she's coping. And we see her family again, which is always good to see, including her grandmother, Cherry Sunday, who for once is out of the bed. She's around the table, so I guess she's getting better. But that's where we stand with this. Oh, and one other thing, my wife noticed this when they were having the scene with Kate Lethbridge Stewart. They show her hands, and my wife said, "Same hand that picked up the gold tooth that was the master that was entrapped by the toy maker." You know, when he was folded himself up and put himself in the strong box, he lost his gold tooth, and a female hand picks up the tooth, and she believes that that was Kate's hand. So what is UNIT going to do with the master? Are they going to be called to free the master in order to prevent what's going to happen? Or did the master get loose and become Mrs. Flood? Or is Mrs. Flood something else completely that they're going to need the master's help? Somehow the master is going to play in this, probably in the very last episode. So that's my thought on this, and I'd like to know what you think. So please put it in the comments below. Also, we will be reviewing The Last of Us tomorrow, later this week, of course, Andor, for 3 more episodes. So we hope that you will be with us. Thank you for joining us. Until next time, don't go far.